earlier we have seen the phase shifter. Phase shifter are of two types: analog phase shifter and digital phase shifter. In digital phase shifter, we have seen reflection type, we have seen transmission type, and this is one practical digital phase shifter. So practical phase shifter. Okay. So this is your rotary type digital phase shifter. If you are comparing your this rotary type digital phase shifter, it is to some extent similar to your waveguide attenuator. There you are having rotary attenuator. So if you are comparing the rotary attenuator, you find that this is somewhat similar to that one. There we are having the resistive card, and here that resistive card are replaced with your lambda by 4 and lambda by 2 wave plates. Okay. If you are seeing the two ends are tapped. So here you are having a resistive type. So here you are having a say rectangular waveguide, and center here you are having circular one. So we are using both in order to make your rotary type digital phase shifter. Here if you are seeing both the end plates, both ends are lambda by 4 wave plate. Lambda by 4 means whatever their length is, that length is your lambda by 4. Okay. Now what is your lambda by 4 wave plate will do? They will convert the linearly polarized wave into circularly polarized wave, and circularly polarized wave into linearly polarized wave. Okay. So that is the activity that is done by your lambda by 4 wave plate. We can rotate this to some angle. We can rotate it to some angle. Let us assume the angle be the theta. Now, the angle that we are having, the angle of rotation is such that whatever the phase shift will need, the phase shift will be twice that of your this angle of rotation. Say suppose if our requirement is phase shift of 90 degrees, we have to make this rotation till 45 degrees. So we have to make this rotation in such a way that it will result in twice the phase shift. Okay. Now let us say your this wave plate, you are having here, you have to consider the equation. Let us assume that we are having B1 and B2, say beta 1 and beta 2 as the phase constant of these two wave plates. So difference of your phase constant into your length should be equal to 90 degrees. So from that we can calculate that what should be the length of your this wave plate. We can calculate that what will be the length. Similarly, say suppose if we are going for this, here by seeing itself we can say that here the length will be more as compared to your end plates. By seeing only we can say that this length will be more as compared to your end plates. So here whatever the phase constant we will have, the product of your phase constant with respect to your length should be equal to your 180 degrees. Okay. So if we are knowing the phase constant, we can calculate the length. So we are having that the product should be equal to your 180 degrees. So if the product is 180 degrees, this can result in a phase shift of complete 360 degrees can be achieved. Okay, that is only our requirement. So whenever we are going for designing a phase shifter, the phase shift angle maximum it will be your 360 degrees. So as maximum it is your 360 degrees, we have to design your this central plate in such a way that maximum this angle should be equal to your 180 degrees. Okay. Today's topic is microwave hybrid components. Microwave hybrid components. So if you are going for the microwave hybrid components, we are having T and coupler. T and coupler are example of your hybrid components. Say suppose if you are going for T, in the lab you have seen the different types of T. You have seen E-plane T, you have seen H-plane T, you have seen magic T. And suppose if you are going for coupler, you have seen directional coupler. So whatever all these components are, generally we are knowing that in case of your waveguide, you are having one input port, you are having one output port. Here you will have 3 or more ports. So you will have one main port and you will have some branch port. Okay. So in case of your hybrid components, you are having 3 or more than 3 ports. Okay. If you are seeing the E-plane, here you are having 3 ports, port 1, port 2 and port 3. Port 1, port 2 are collinear, lie on the same line. Port 3, it is also called your series arm. If you are seeing that one, this is the transmission line equivalent of your E-plane T. E-plane T is also known as, you can say it as series junction. So your E-plane, it is also known as your voltage junction or series junction device. Why it is called your E-plane? Because if you are seeing the series arm, it is in the direction of your electric field. You are knowing that in electromagnetic waves you are having the electric field and magnetic field. So here your series arm, it is in the direction of your electric field. As in the direction of your electric field, this is called your E-plane T. Now let us see the operation. Here, suppose if we are giving the power from port 1 and port 2, let us assume that we are giving equal power from your port 1 and port 2, we will not get any power at port 3. Okay. So if we are giving power at port 1 and port 2, equal power at port 1 and port 2, we will not get any power at port 3. On the other hand, if we are giving power at port 3, we will get equal power at port 1 and port 2, but they are 180 degree out of phase. So these are the two properties of your E-plane T. You are having a H-plane T. H-plane is corollary to your E-plane. So if you are seeing your H-plane, here also you are having 3 ports, port 1, port 2 and port 3. Port 1, port 2 are your collinear arm and your port 3, it is called your side arm. It is called your side arm. Now let us see the transmission line equivalent of your H-plane T. So if you are seeing the transmission line equivalent, here your port 3, it is in parallel to your main port 1 and port 2. Say suppose you are having port 1 and port 2, this is the main waveguide. So here you will see that it is in parallel to it. If you are seeing earlier, in case of your E-plane, that was in series. So that was in series, this is in parallel. So your H-plane T, it is also known as your current junction. If you are seeing your E-plane, that was called voltage junction. This is called your current junction device. Your H-plane, here what is happening, that your port 3 is such that it is in the direction of your magnetic field. Earlier, your port 3 was in the direction of your electric field. Here, it is in the direction of your magnetic field. As your port 3 is in the direction of your magnetic field, this is called your H-plane T. Now let us see your H-plane T. The operation of your H-plane T is that, say suppose if we are giving equal power In case of your E plane, you are having 180 degree out of phase, and here you are having in phase. Okay, plane and H plane T. The applications of your E plane and H plane are: first, we can use it for impedance matching and summing or splitting of power. So if we want to add the power or if we want to split the power, we can go for your this E plane or H plane T. Thank you. Shall we start? Definition of your E plane T and H plane T. So earlier we have seen E plane T. In E plane T you are having port 3, that is the series arm, and in case of your H plane T you are having this port 4, which is your side arm. So we are going for the combination of these two. Your magic T, it is also known as your hybrid T. If we are going for the operation of your magic T, the operation of your magic T are, it is the combination of the operation of your E plane and H plane. Suppose if we are giving equal power at port 1 and port 2, we will not get any power at port 3, and we will get the additive power at your port 4. So this is the first operation. Second operation is, say suppose if we are giving power at port 3, that power will be equally divided into your port 2 and port 3, but they are 180 degree out of phase and we will not get any power at port 4. So this is the second operation. The third operation is, if we are giving power at port 4, we will get equal power at port 1 and port 2. They are in phase and we will not get any power at port 3. And finally, if we are giving power at either at port 1 or at port 2, we will not get power at port 2 or port 1. Means the opposite port. Means if we are giving power at port 1, we will not get power at port 2, and if we are giving power at port 2, we will not get power at port 1. This is because your port 3, it is acting as your phase delay, and your port 4, it will act as phase lead. So phase delay and phase lead will cancel it out and you will not get the power in the opposite port, but you will have some power at your port 3 and port 4. Okay. The different applications of your magic T are, we can use magic T as isolator, we can use it as phase shifter, we can use it as mixer, we can use it as duplexer, and we can also use it as your matching device. Okay? Okay. Thank you.